Hey, what's happening, friends? It's Dean from Electronisounds. Stick around. Today, I'm going to show you a really simple technique for getting your drum loops to match up with any tempo of whatever project you're working with inside of the Polyend tracker. I found this technique really useful when working with a lot of the drum loops inside of my new lo-fi deep cuts pack, but this is going to work with drum loops of any tempo and from any pack that you're working with to get them to fit the tempo of your project in a really easy way. So far, I've got two loops loaded into the tracker. We've got a melodic keys loop at 70 beats per minute, and I've got a drum loop at 77 beats per minute. Now, if I just go ahead and play the pattern, they don't line up with each other and they sound a little bit odd. You hear how that drum loop sort of stops there and hiccups, right? Well, if we want to get that drum loop to play at the same tempo as the keys loop, there's a really easy way to do that. One of the ways we could approach that might be to chop up that drum loop, then try to recreate it or rearrange it per se in the in the pattern. But a much easier way is just to detune that drum loop. So we want to get a drum loop that is 77 beats per minute down to the tempo of our project here, which is 70 beats per minute. There's a website that has a tool that I've been using for this. I'm going to put a link to that website down in the description of this video so you guys can get to this website and use this tool for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and switch over the view now to the website. And what we're going to do is here, we're going to tell it that we want to get a loop of 77 beats per minute. That's the original BPM of our drum loop. We want to get it to be 70 beats per minute. And we want to do that, we click apply a pitch of, and it gives us the result of negative 1.65 semitones. So all we need to do to get the tracker to understand that is just negative 1, and then the fine tuning is going to be negative 65. And that's all we need to do to get a loop of 77 beats per minute down to 70 beats per minute to match the tempo of our project. Let's take a listen to what that sounds like now. Now, if we wanted to remix that beat and make it a little bit more, unique to our own style, at this point is where we could easily go into the sample editor and start doing the beat slicing on this beat. We can chop it up into quarter notes or eighth notes, and everything is still going to stick to our tempo. This can be really useful when working on drum and bass or jungle as well, to get drum loops of a slower tempo up to those really fast drum and bass tempos like 174 and whatnot. And then when you've pitched it up and you've got it matching your tempo, then you can go in and slice up the beat. I find this to be a really handy technique, and I hope you guys find some use in it as well. Thanks for watching.